4,000 a month. So
Yeah.
yeah, okay. Our fuel, I think our fuel is like 30 rand a liter.
I have had 2 times when I've driven from Finland back to Denmark when I lived there.
Yeah.
Where when I went to like plan this trip, I would have to save up
For the fuel.
for just fuel.
Yeah.
I would have to put down a bit more than a 1 month's salary.
Yeah, yeah, sure. But I mean, like, you have whack-ass European taxes and a much higher like
It was just
comparative to income, right?
so
like, it's really a lot.
For 800 kilometers, I would have to put aside about 1,500 euros.
That's crazy. What's the price per liter?
It was just the car was not really fuel efficient.
Yeah, I mean, this was a 1.6 liter Nissan, like, fake 7-seater called a Grand Lavina. It's basically a soccer mom car, but smaller.
Yeah.
But, so it was about 8,000 in fuel one way, and the toll gates came to like 6,000, I think.
So I am really annoyed whenever I have to drive to Sweden or Norway. I have to pay taxes for driving in the country.
Yeah.
Like, I went to my my granddad's funeral in Norway, like in August. And I had to pay equivalent of 3 euros in taxes for both Sweden and Norway, and they sent that the bill they sent by post or mail.
Wild.
It's like, why? It costs more to send the fucking letter than it does to.
No, dude, government rates, they get free post. You know what about?
Not only to a different country.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
That's the thing as well.
I don't know. Like, I think your taxes and stuff in the Scandinavian region is pretty rough, but like quality of life is well worth it.
It's like 40, like between 40, around 40%.
I would pay 50% tax to get healthcare, dental, and like have a safe place to live, and
so
you know.
They have just made a rule because my brother is under it. When you're under 21, you have free dental now. It used to be like as soon as you hit 18, you have to pay for yourself.
Yeah.
And then even then, it's like about 300 euros for like a checkup and that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Just like, I would happily pay taxes like that high in a system that like works pretty well. I mean, you don't have power. Like, okay, dude. Like, I mean, like we have really high taxes in South Africa too. It can go up to, it can cap at 54%, right, based on earning.
Yeah.
And we're currently experiencing in most areas 16 hours in total a day of no electricity.
Oh, wow.
So
that's when I would say just move to a place that has electricity.
Yeah, but we can't leave the country because we have no money, because jobs don't pay enough, because all the places are shutting down, because there's no electricity, and we have shit passports. So, like, good luck finding a visa for anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, you know, in Denmark, for example, you don't have an education. You can go work somewhere. So you go work at a grocery store like Lidl or whatever. You'll still make enough money to pay rent, buy food, and like have some luxuries.
It really also depends on where in.
Yeah, sure, but
in the country,
you'll get by.
Yes.
But like in South Africa, I got offered a teaching position, and I did the math. Yeah, monthly payment on a car, rent, insurance for the car, tracker payment for the car because it's probably going to get stolen, fuel, taxes, food, and then other miscellaneous expenses. I would be 400% in the minus. based on the salary that they offered. So say they offered me 1,000, I'd be 4,000 in debt, like every month in the red.
Yeah, that's fucking
That's
insane.
fucked up.
Yeah. So like, I find it absolutely hilarious when people complain about their experiences.
I can only complain about the
in
fucking
countries.
taxes on vehicles in Denmark.
Yeah, but even so, then you still have the. First of all, hold on. Cars in South Africa are ludicrously expensive. They retain super high value.
Yes, because you
no
haven't
one
had them
can
for
afford
that
them.
long compared to the rest.
Well, no, I mean we've had international imports since like the 60s.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
meanwhile,
South Africa,
we have
do you know,
had.
like from like 1960 to 1980, South Africa was like economically the strongest country in the world. Like our currency was triple the value of the dollar. Like, and if you adjust for inflation, anyway, but it doesn't matter. Like, okay, say for example, I want to go buy a brand new, I don't know, like a Golf, right? A VW Golf.
Yes.
I am looking at putting down probably about 130,000 euro for a base option car.
Yeah, that's a bit more than.
They don't retail for that much anywhere. I think we have more expensive cars than fucking Singapore.
Slightly.
And we
So
earn an eighth
the
of what-
base model Golf is 318k. That's bog basic, and then you have that's the price, the list price, and then you actually have to add stuff on top of it.
Yeah, sure. So say you're 400 in.
Yeah.
We are in. I'll tell you now. We're in about 1.1 million Danish.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, and then do you know like, okay, so it's 1.1 million Danish, so it's 2.8 million South African.
Yeah.
On the salary that I got offered, which was 12,800 rand a month, it would take me 40 years to save to buy a new Golf,
It's absurd.
saving 100% of my salary.
And that's without paying tax as well.
Right. That's like literally saving 100% of my net.
Yeah. Insane. Fucking insane.
So like I laugh when people from first world countries complain about stupid shit. Oh, your electricity is expensive? Try not having electricity. I mean, I literally went without running water for 3 months because a pipe burst because of natural disaster, and the government is so corrupt no one decided to fix it. And I was lucky. 3 months wasn't even long. There are some people, so this disaster happened in July last year, and there are some people still without water. Like they haven't fixed it yet. I mean, there's that, and then there's the looting and the mass like pillaging and like plundering of like huge industrial areas, absolutely destroying commerce. I mean, during these riots, I think South Africa had to throw away 44,000 tons of beef. It crippled our economy. Meat prices increased by 4-fold overnight. It's not. It's like people just don't know what poverty is, man. People just don't know. Like, you couldn't afford to buy fancy chicken. You had to buy like a fish finger. Try not having food and having to go to a farm and beg a farmer for some eggs, because otherwise you won't have food. You know, just hilarious. First world problems, right? So whenever I hear people complain about, oh, my tax was too high, or this is too expensive, I was like, okay, you can't afford it. You have a roof over your head, you got food in your belly, life is okay. No, you don't have a job, that's okay. The government will still give you money to like sort of get by. right? It might be a bit rough, but you'll make it. I mean, like South Africa, we do have a program for unemployed people. We get 400 rand a month. That's about 120 Danish crowns. 400 rand will literally buy me a day and a half's groceries.
I won't even buy half a day here.
Yeah, so that's every month you get 400. That's it. And like, if you have children, you don't get extra. You get 400.
That's crazy. Like to hear that from our perspective.
Oh yeah, dude. Like I think first world people are absolutely blinded to like the atrocities of third world. Like South Africa has nice things, and there is money in the country, right? Obviously, there are people that have like there are Bugattis. They're far and few between, but like people have them, and people have ridiculously expensive houses.
But what color is the Bugatti?
Oh my god. But like like it was so bad. I mean, like during the rioting, right? I couldn't do uni work for 3 months because somebody decided to steal the fiber conduits to like to burn it to get the metal out of it to go and salvage that at a scrapyard. You know. Okay, cool. Does my university care? No, not really, because they're also corrupt as shit. So you kind of sit in this like absolute limbo. I mean, it's horrendous, dude. It's absolutely horrendous. I had to go do some stuff with the other guy I was living with, and like the area was so dodgy that he was like, I know I'm not supposed to give you this, and you're not supposed to have this because you don't have a license, but it would be much better if you have this. And he gave me a gun with the serial number scraped off. I have no idea where he got that. I don't know if he bought that legally or if it was registered, but I had to carry a gun because like it was too dangerous, and that's not nice.
No.
You know, like I can't walk. Like we have laws where if it's nighttime, you can run red lights if there's no other cars crossing, because they will literally, if you stop at a red light, they'll just mug you. They'll like break your window with a spark plug, kill you with something, and like take your rims, leave the car there and you in it, just to, like, you know, fuck you, just die. Crazy. And to like go to sleep, right? We have bars on the windows, we have bars on the doors, security systems, laser beams to check for movement, all of this shit, yeah? And then all night long, all you hear is gunshots in every which direction. And like I lived in a nice area. Like my parents were paying for me to like rent a place in a very affluential area. It would be like the equivalent of living in Copenhagen, like where I was staying, right? Like in the fancy part of town.
Copenhagen is not that fancy though.
Yeah, please. It's better than like redneck country.
What do you mean?
The shops are open later, you know. That
Yeah,
kind
not because
stuff.
of COVID, no.
Well, that's true. Oh, dude, COVID? Oh, that one's fucking wild. Oh. But anyway, so it's just like, it really frustrates me. I think first world people just haven't actually had to struggle. When I was like 6, right, we had my mom's friend. He went to go buy bread and milk from the gas station, and it was like his last bit of money before payday, just so that his, like, you know, his kids and his wife could have some food and coffee or tea or whatever when they woke up. And like people tried to mug him, and he didn't have any more money to give, and like he just wanted the bread and milk for his kids, and like he said, this is all I have, this is all I can give you. And they literally decapitated him with a fire axe at the petrol station. Right, like, or how about like